Hello, this is Silent Strider and welcome back to the Striderverse. These videos are a free resource for DMs to use to get better acquainted with Roll20 and to streamline your games by improving processes. Today, in Roll20, we are looking again at dynamic lighting, but this time how to create one-way walls, vision walls, essentially. An example would be an interrogation room, where the party on one side could see through a window, but on the other side, uh, they couldn't see through the wall. Or another example that we'll go through is a tall cliff face, where the party is on a lower ground and the enemy is up on a higher ground, creating a one-way visible wall to where the party at the lower ground can't see who's on top of the cliff. So, sit back, relax, and we will get started. Again, I want to explain, here on my screen I have two browser windows. On the left side is Firefox. This has been set up as my DM perspective. On the right side is Microsoft Edge. This is the player's perspective. So let's start off with the cliff face. I'm going to grab the player ribbon, and drag it to the cliffside road and switch over here. All right, so I'm going to zoom out on the cliffside. I want to give props to the map creator, EF Maps. He's a great map creator. I got this map off of Incarnate. And if you like his maps, you can surely subscribe to his Patreon where there's more options available. So over here on the player side, when the players drop their tokens, I already have Kargath dropped on the map. We see some archers on the screen. Here, 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 and lastly here. But we don't really want the players to see that, because hypothetically, if they were down here and this is a really tall cliff face, they could not see what's up top. They would see, I got an image here on the GM layer. The players, Shift Z to expand this for the players. Processing. That's what the players would see. They'd see a cliff face. They wouldn't see who's up on top shooting arrows at them until they peek over the edge to fire the arrows and then back up a little bit to get out of their vision range. So how do we do that? Well, first off, let's enable dynamic lighting on the map. Open the map settings, and we can go to the lighting, and we can turn on dynamic lighting. Again, when I do it this method, it doesn't stick. I can turn it on, hit apply, save settings, but it doesn't stick. So I'm going to cancel that. I'm going to go to my lighting layer, grab a light, and click on the map, and it's going to prompt me if I want to turn on dynamic lighting. Would you like us to do this for you? Yes, I would. Thank you very much. Okay, so now dynamic lighting's turned on. And Kargath, the player over on the right side, has dark vision. So he can't see the whole map now, but he can see what he sees in his 60 foot of dark vision. Next is, this is daytime, so I'm going to go back to my map tool and map settings, lighting, and I will turn on daylight mode. This will illuminate the whole map, but we still want dynamic lighting because we want to create the effects of walls and things like that. So I'm going to apply. Now the whole map is illuminated, and save settings. So switch over to the GM layer, grab this little picture I have. Like I said earlier, the players are going to see this. They're not going to see the enemies on top of the cliff. So switch to the light layer, grab our drawing tool, but now instead of doing a normal wall like we've done in the past, we're going to click on the wall section right here and change it to one way. And there's a flip direction button that allows you to change the direction of the wall. So I'm going to start drawing a wall like I would normally do the wall of a building. I'm going to like split the difference between the cliff face and the top of the wall, so the players, they'll still see the cliff face. And we'll start here. I'm going to zoom in. We'll start here. And can just keep clicking as I come around. When you right click to drag, it doesn't break the tool. It doesn't break the wall using the pen tool. So you can just right click to drag, keep going with your wall. And we'll end right here and right click. All right. So the wall's backwards. The flip direction tool I was talking about, the players can see this. If I, the DM, go to the token layer, I grab Kargath and put him up here, he can't see the other side of the wall. We want to do the opposite effect. I'm going to put him back down here. All right, Kargath's back down there, and we can still see that. So go back to the lighting layer. I'm going to select my wall, and I'm going to flip the direction. There we go. Now looking on the player side, they see the wall and only the wall. They don't see the enemies. So from the DM side, now I can grab my tokens. I can say, okay, the enemy, you see at the very top of the edge, an archer sticks his head out and fires an arrow at you. And then he tucks back on the other side to where you can't see him anymore. And then this one does the same thing. That gives the players the choice. They can either run because they're at a strategic disadvantage because the enemy has the high ground, or Ralph, for example, can start climbing up the wall and maybe push this guy off of it. Once he reaches the top of the wall, I'm going to shift L, Control L to show his lighting. Or maybe I should do Kargath instead, because then it will be reflected on the player side. Kargath he climbs up the wall, makes it all the way to the top, and now he can see the rest here and what's down below. This over here on the right side of the screen, the left side, is blocked because three-dimensional concept, but still a two-dimensional map. He's on this side of that line. So it's not perfect, but once he's here, he can see everything on both sides. Of course, once the players make it up to the top of the wall, you can always switch to your lighting layer, grab the wall, and turn it into a transparent wall. And then, oh yeah, for movement restriction. And now if I go back to tokens, Kargath should be able to, yep. Now the wall's transparent. But before they get up there, having the wall as a one-way wall will prevent them from seeing what's on top. There are other features when you're drawing your walls on your lighting layer. When you're on your map layer or token layer, you don't have the option. It's specific to the lighting layer where you can draw a wall to create boundaries one way or transparent, such as a non-openable window. You can see through it, they can see through the other side, but it will create that barrier to prevent token movement with transparent. Okay, let's move on to the next one. I'm going to leave this here. We're going to head over to the interrogation room. Let me grab the player ribbon, drag it to the interrogation room, and I'll switch maps. Now I'm still on the lighting layer on the GM side. You know what? I'm going to switch back to token layer. So it's reflected on the player side over here. I'm going to move Sugan to this side, and Kargath will be interrogating this bandit here. And Sugan's in here taking notes. Ralph and Ozar are watching as well. So back to the lighting layer. I have preliminary walls drawn for the structure of the room, but no one-way mirror. On this map, I already have dynamic lighting turned on, as you can see presented right here. Kargath can't see what's in this corner or this corner because the walls are blocking it, but there's this big window. Now, this is an interrogation room. We want this window to be a one-way window. Same concept what we were doing with the cliff face. And then the bandit can't see and Kargath can't see who's here. They would just see a reflection. But Ralph and everyone else would be able to see into that room. So we'll grab our drawing tool again. We will keep it on one way. And going to tie into this existing line. Click, drag down, and click. And right click to finish. But it's facing the wrong way. Click the wall. Change, flip the direction. There we go. So now, can zoom back out. Kargath here can interrogate the bandit. They don't see anything going on over here. But the people inside the room, let's swap spaces with the Kargath as if he was going to a token layer. And let's say Kargath was taking notes while Sugan was interrogating the guy. Now Kargath can see into the room. Obviously, this is a wall here and a non-transparent wall here, so he can't see what's in this corner or this corner. Almost, but if he moves around, he dynamically can change. It'll dynamically change what he sees. But if he's in this room, he can see through the wall, and for imagination's sake, can hear through whatever interrogation speaker system they have, hear what Sugan is asking the bandit. And then Ralph and Ozar will also hear what's going on. So that is a little quick how-to demonstration on how to set up. You can even do it with transparent. It's the same process for a transparent wall, but for a one-way wall in your dynamic lighting. Transparent would just be like a normal window, but a non-openable window. That's it. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please stay tuned for more videos in my Roll20 series. And thanks again. This is Silent Strider. Thanks for stopping by the Striderverse.